YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here with another Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with some news regarding Monte Sweat and how the Washington Commanders plan on not leaving the draft with only 6 selections. So we might be trading back. Stay tuned. But without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 4,000 subscribers. We're ever so close, so hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. And don't forget, tomorrow night, I will be going live with my man Pedro Schmidt to cover the first round of the NFL draft. More importantly, our Washington Commanders pick at 11. So make sure you guys come to the stream and see our live reaction to whoever is going to be the newest member of the Washington Commanders. Now, with that out the way, let's get straight into today's video. So news has just broke about defensive end Monte Sweat. We are now going to be exercising his 5th-year option. This is no surprise. Why? Because Montez Sweat is a guy that we want to keep around, but he's a guy that hasn't done enough to get the new contract that he wants, especially considering the fact that this defensive end market is going to continue to go up. It's nothing against Tez or whatever, but yeah, guys, I know we hear about Terry McLaurin, our 3rd-round pick from that 2019 draft class, right? And how he's the only guy that we're really talking about getting a new contract to at this current moment. But yes, we did make a first-round selection in that year's draft. We traded with the Colts. How ironic is that? Moved up and got Montez Sweat as our 2nd first-round pick of the 2019 draft class. And he's a guy that is due for a contract too. But unlike Terry McLaurin, he has a 5th-year option, and we are exercising that. So now that gives us another year to buy time to see if we want to extend Monte Sweat. Do I want to extend Monte Sweat? Yes, I do. But I'm with Washington on this, with not doing it this offseason, just because he's coming off a lackluster season. Now, unlike Chase Young, Tez, even though he didn't have the season that I expected him to have, considering the fact of the season he had the year before, unlike Chase Young, he actually produced somewhat. Like, he got injured. He had a broken jaw. He was out for a while. Before that, he wasn't really doing too much, but at least he was doing something. And then he had the tragedy strike his brother, so that really shut him down for the rest of the year. But even when he came back from the injury, I believe it was the Eagles game, he got a strip sack on Jalen Hurts. So he was somewhat productive. He wasn't like Chase Young, where he literally didn't do nothing this past year. Like, Chase Young had a 1.5 sack. I believe Tez had like 4 or maybe 5. So Tez was somewhat productive. Still not what I needed out of him, and still not what I expected out of Tez. So again, exercising the 5th-year option, not mad at it at all. I just expect Tez to go out there and have a beast of a season. I need it from you and Chase Young. I hope you guys got humbled, because you remember before last season started, the off season, Chase Young was doing commercials. You know what I'm saying? They was talking about breaking the sack record for the duos. They got to their head. Let's be real. They got to their head. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't live up to it. You know, and injury played a part in that. But again, prior to that, they really wasn't doing the most. Doing the best. But I expect, and I'm no longer saying I hope, I expect a bounce back season from both of these guys. Chase Young, Montez Sweat more importantly, is going to be playing for a new contract, literally. Man, I guess Chase Young will next year too. But Chase Young is going to be in his 3rd year. Wow. Dang, this is Chase Young's 3rd year already? That's crazy. But yeah, man, so we got the news about Duran yesterday. And then we got the news. Now we're getting news about Payne, or about Tez today. There's also some rumors per Ben Standing that Washington has opened up trade talks for some teams. Not desperate to move him at all, but there's rumors that we're willing to trade Duran. And I heard someone say 2 first and a 2nd round for Duran. No, I think the most we would probably get for Duran is a 3rd, maybe a 2nd, but a 2 first for Deron? Maybe I'm like tripping, but I know it ain't 2 first. I wouldn't give up a first round pick for Deron Payne. I know if I was in charge of 31 other teams, I wouldn't want to give up a third round or a first round for Deron. Maybe 2 seconds or maybe 2/3 or something. I think we're overvaluing Deron's worth as far as trading him away. But yeah, that's Tez part of the video. Picked up his 5th-year option. I think 11 million, something like that. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. We're exercising that. Now, we're moving on to the second part of the video. So with the draft literally being tomorrow, it's some news that came out from Mark Mayhew a couple days ago that he says that we're most likely not leaving this draft with only 6 picks. So he basically saying we're trading back. He confirmed that. Now, what round? I don't know. We just assume that it's going to be at 11. It doesn't mean it's going to be at 11. We could, trade back from 47. We could trade back from one of our 4th round picks. He's just saying at some point we're going to trade back, and he says it's not likely that we're leaving with just the picks that we have. So stay tuned, guys. I mean, I don't know if we're trading back from 11. I would like to trade back from 11. Not too far, but just from where we could probably still get a good receiver, and pick up maybe pick up a 3rd round or some 6th round picks or maybe a 5th round pick, just a couple picks in the late rounds. I really hope we can find a way to get a 3rd if we trade back. I really want to trade back with the Steelers. So I hope we're at 11 and maybe Malik Willis or somebody that they really want is still there, and Pittsburgh trades up with us and we go back to 20 and still have a chance to draft maybe Chris Olave or something like that. That would be the best scenario here. You know what I'm saying? Imagine we're able to get out of 11 and Chris Olave is still there. I think, again, like a lot of fans, remember a month ago we thought Chris Olave was just a runaway pick. But now that we got closer to the draft, we are starting to see that Chris Olave is really, I wouldn't say the safety blanket, but he's really the guy that they'll settle with, if that makes sense. So, for an example, if they're at 11 and Garrett Wilson's gone, let's say he went to, the Jets, Kyle Hamilton went to the Jets for their 4th pick or something like that. So, they got Kyle Hamilton and Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson or whatever. Boom, or Garrett Wilson went to 8 to Atlanta. So that happens. Now we're at 11, and with Chris Olave is there, Drake London's there still. But would you take Drake London at 11, or would you have a chance to move back with Pittsburgh at 20 and take a chance on possibly having Chris Olave being there? Now you're hoping Chris Olave stays there. So it's tricky, guys, because you had, again, let me break it down for you. So you're at 11. Garrett Wilson and Kyle Hamilton are gone. Chris Olave, Drake London is there. Do you take Drake London, who they are extremely interested in, at 11, or do you trade back and recuperate more draft capital and hope that Chris Olave is still there at 20? I think I go with my chances. I think I'll roll the dice and say I hope Chris Olave is there at 20. This wide receiver room is deep, or class is deep. And if he's not there at 20, Jameson Williams, I would take a chance on him at 20 if Jameson Williams is there, because it still talks, even though Jameson Williams is coming off a torn ACL, again with this new technology and how fast they are coming back from ACL injuries. ACL injuries aren't looked upon as the same as they once were, so he may even go before Chris Olave or before we get to 20, and that's just a random trade back scenario. I want to trade back with Pittsburgh. It makes too much sense. They're at 20. That's the furthest that I would want to go. And they need a quarterback. So that's the only team I can really see wanting to trade up. Maybe the Saints. But they've been doing a lot of trading this offseason too with the Eagles, I believe. So it should be interesting, man. But Martin Mayhew did come out and say, we will not leave with just 6 selections. So he's basically saying we're trading back. Again, he didn't imply what round, but he is saying that we're trading back. So keep your eyes peeled, man. Come, let's say 8, maybe 9, because you know how long they take. Maybe like 9 o'clock, we'll be at pick 11, or 8:45 around that time, we'll be at pick 11. And we'll see if they trade back or not. But, man, it's going to be fun, man. Again, don't forget, I will be going live with my man Pedro Schmidt on his channel tomorrow for the first round of the NFL draft. More importantly, our pick at 11, if we stay at 11. As always, it's been Juangottiwft. Like, comment, subscribe, help to Washington Commanders. Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. We are exercising Monte Sweat 5th-year option, and Washington trading back per Martin Mayhew. All right, guys. Peace.